Do you remember the times in school where you struggled at a particular subject? Like for some of us, it's math, for some of us, it's English, and you keep doing the same tests, you keep failing. You're like at the point of wanting to freaking cry, like you're sat with your parents at the dinner table, like, I just don't understand this. I don't understand this. Until one day you do, okay? This is exactly how dating will feel for a lot of us. And this is why I say that dating is a lot like updating your algorithm. Because what you may want now is not necessarily the same as what you may have thought you wanted 6 years ago. So that's why time is beautiful, and knowing what your preferences are and taking inventory of your past relationships is actually what will help you get even closer to what it is that you want. Hi guys, my name is Rain, and I'm here to teach you how to take reign of your own life. So, here is the sweet and simple little diagram that I've made. We would not be at point 3 if we hadn't had gone through point 1 and 2. And I know that point 1 and 2 has crosses underneath, but it's not all terrible. Because let me tell you one thing. Now, you might have heard this quote before if you've watched Call Me By Your Name, but in this movie, they say, no love, however brief, is wasted. Okay? Love is such a strong emotion that we have the privilege of feeling, despite the amounts of times I've been put in gut wrenching loss and heartbreak because of relationships not working out. I am eternally grateful to have experienced it because in my life, it helped build the foundation of what it is I wanted, and it further affirmed to me each time the things that I did not want to accept yet again. Okay? The thing about history and pain is if we can help it, we don't want it to repeat again. Okay? Think about the times where you'd go on Instagram, YouTube, or Snapchat. Our algorithms are made in such a way that it's tailored to us and our experience. And the longer we are using a certain app, the better it knows us. And it's the same thing with dating. The longer that you spend in the field of dating, or even out of it too, because you learn a lot there, the better equipped you are with knowing what you want in your house, right? But the thing is, you can't have a house unless you build your foundation first. So those relationships that didn't work out, let them be your bricks. Let them be, figuring out what you're okay with and what you simply won't tolerate. So I'll give you a little bit of past experiences, a little bit of stories for you, so that you can start to think about how you want to optimize your algorithm in the future. So here was my first pivotal relationship. I started dating this guy at the age of 16 and we stopped dating at 20. This was like my first long-term relationship. We had lived together, moved in together, we had become one, you could say. Um, but what I had learned about myself in that relationship, because I still was, a teenager, I still didn't know how wounded I was to a certain extent about things. It made me realize that a relationship is 100% a two-way street. So even though most of us will leave relationships and will always feel like the victim, like there are still elements of stuff that we did that is not necessarily okay. And I'll tell you mine. So the things that I was doing that like I would not accept myself doing now, or I would not want to see a partner go through, is I was extremely jealous. I was extremely possessive of my partner, and we didn't trust each other. And that's what that relationship taught me is, oh my God, I need to learn to communicate better. I need to learn to handle my jealousy and insecurity better. And again, if something bothers me, don't hold it. Don't create resentment. Speak up. Okay? Because I think what was running through my head at that time is I was sort of conditioned to believe that if you say how you feel at a given time, that person might run away. That was part of me optimizing my algorithm. Because I was hurt by that, I learned that experience. You know, when a kid is in the kitchen and his parent says to him, "Don't touch the stove, it's hot," but they touch it anyway, guess what happens? They get burned. That kid has now registered, hey, I know that if I do this, it's going to hurt. So, with each experience that you've had in this life, it's almost like you're burning the stove a little bit. Like you burned it, it hurts, it healed. Now you get to take away the lesson and you get to move forward. So, when that relationship did end, I'm like, okay, I know what I have to do next. And that's how it's going to be with every relationship you date. Here's the mistake that I was making, and I don't want you to make the same mistake as me. The person that you may be talking to, or the next person that you speak to, might not be the final destination of your dating life. And that is okay. Because again, situation one could have been from when you were an adolescent or a teenager, and you weren't really certain with where you want to go with your life. This may have been you in your 20s. You maybe have a little bit of a clearer picture, but you still don't know where life could go. This could be you in your mid 20s. You've established a certain foundation in your life. You've like properly took inventory of what you want to prioritize, what your preferences are, and what you won't allow based on how much it's hurt you in the past. And you can say with confidence, like, yeah, this is a person I'm okay with allowing in my life. Okay? Some people guard their peace fiercely because they remember how long the war to reclaim it lasted. And in some respects, optimizing your algorithm with love is you giving love back to yourself, because you're not going to return to similar situations that have hurt you and expect a similar outcome. Because I know that everybody is built differently, but if there is something about a specific person that you just can't tolerate, if they're not showing, signs of changing, then you know that you're possibly putting yourself at jeopardy of being hurt again. Now, we cannot avoid fully being hurt whilst we're dating. We will hurt people, people will hurt us. It's just a part of the human condition, right? It would be wrong to go into a relationship and expect 100% happiness 100% of the time. But again, when you are more certain and when there is no gap filling your heart about where your energy goes, what your intentions are, and what you want, nobody is able to pry your heart like that again. Because again, you've gone through what you've had to optimize your algorithm. Okay? Now, let me tell you, in regards to my past relationships, things that were good. Okay? Because I don't think people really talk about that enough. Like, we're very quick to hate our exes, we're very quick to just minimize our past relationships. And I know to an extent we do that because we can't fathom the pain. But you've got to remember, like, at some point in time, you cherished this person. You respected this person. You loved this person. So it doesn't matter how dirty they did you, or maybe how dirty you did them. You still loved them. You still had feelings for them, and that's not to be discredited. Okay? So I'm going to dial it back and I'm going to reflect. Past relationship that's fairly fresh that didn't work out. This guy really made me feel an intense ability to succeed. And I met him around the time I started YouTube. That's when we started talking. And I really felt in my element. And I'm very grateful for him in that regard, that he was able to see that in me, you know? And in the same way, he brought out my desire to go back into my hobbies. I never allowed myself the time nor energy to do the things that I enjoy. That's what he taught me, and that's great. He also taught me reciprocation, which is great. Thankful for that. So again, it's almost like playing Mancala. If you guys know what Mancala is, um, you're capturing pieces that you like about someone. And whether they hurt you or not, obviously we can't change that now. But they teach you things that are still good. Otherwise, you wouldn't date them. If you didn't like someone, you would not see value in them for any regard. Even if you didn't find someone attractive, why would you date them? If they didn't make you laugh, why would you date them? If you didn't like something about them, you wouldn't date them. But now we're optimizing, okay? Obviously, for whatever reason, that didn't work, and we're aiming for this. You see what I mean? It's the same thing even with jobs, right? In your head you have a specific purpose for something, but this didn't work, and that didn't work, and that didn't work. So what? You still gain something out of it. Even if it feels like a loss, even if it hurts, you learn something, and that's a blessing in this life. It is such a blessing to learn. You know what's so scary to me? Is people that are afraid of learning, that are afraid of growing because you've convinced yourself or they've convinced themselves at that very point that their progress and development as a person is done. Like they're done. No, you're still alive. You woke up today. You have stuff to do. You have stuff to learn. You have places to be. You have an opportunity to evolve. Every day that you wake up is a gift. Exactly what my cat just said. I don't know if that picked it up, but do you see what I mean? You're playing Mancala. Capture the pieces that you like about them. Okay? Same thing. I'm gonna dial it back again. Another relationship of mine didn't work. Okay? I don't want you guys to get too focused on why things don't work out. They don't work out because they're just not meant to. Okay? But again, I'll lay out the foundation. That past relationship that didn't work was because we didn't trust each other. We had trust issues amongst each other. We were also very insecure. We came from dating histories where we were cheated on. Both of us were cheated on. Um, and of course, that hurts tremendously, right? Hurts for both parties. So that's why that didn't work out. Again, it doesn't matter. It's not the lesson I'm trying to teach here. But the thing that I liked about this person is they made me feel safe. They were so funny. They had such a good sense of humor. Okay? Kept it very light-hearted when it was necessary. He enjoyed nature just like I did. So, you know, what is the common theme with these things is you are learning. You are learning. And that is such a gift. Because now, again, this relationship may not work. I may not see them the same way. But how thankful am I that they taught me that so I can now optimize my algorithm. Do you see what I mean? So, again, I think we need to take it from two angles when we're trying to cultivate a healthy relationship. We need to have our guard up. You guys are going to hate me for constantly saying that, but we need to protect ourselves because when we've spent so much time to reclaim our peace, we're not just going to allow the same stuff to happen again. But based on what we know about ourselves and our past relationships that we enjoyed, we're able to be more in the mind frame of attracting a person that we want. And that's fantastic. That's so amazing. And it just makes me so happy to see the various amounts of opportunities that could come based on the experiences that didn't work out for me and you both. Like, how cool is it to think that when you've learned positive aspects of yourself and of that person, that you have this mosaic now of people that make you you to an extent. Every person that you've ever met in your life that has made a lasting impact on you is now a part of your mosaic. Okay? Let that sink in. Let that sink in. Yeah. So, heartbreak sucks. I won't deny it. I've been put in tumultuous situations because of heartbreak. But man, am I ever grateful for dating. I'm grateful I started at the age of 15 when I was stupid, didn't know what I want, because those situations taught me exactly what I now want and what I prefer. You mature through everything in this life, but only if you allow yourself to mature. Now, it's very easy, you can choose to not grow, but then you're going to keep attracting things and people that just reflect that. I sucked at math. I would cry at the kitchen table. I don't understand this. But once I did, the sadness went away. And it's the same thing when you take your past as a form of a blessing, it stops biting you in the ass. Because now it has no reason to, because you're not giving it that same power that you once let it.